And I'm Tara Brantley. Wayne 15 News at 6 starts right now.
Now live from the Wayne 15 studios, here are your hosts, Tara Brantley and Dirk Rowley.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. In just 1 week, people in Fort Wayne will head to the polls to cast their ballots for Fort Wayne mayor. For weeks now, Tom Henry and Tim Smith have aggressively campaigned for your vote.
So we welcome you tonight as we count down to Election Day on November 5th.
During tonight's debate, we want you to join in on this conversation. You can do so on Twitter using the hashtag WayneDebate. Now, before the debate began, we literally flipped a coin to determine which candidate would answer the first question and be the first to deliver their closing statement. Tim Smith, the first question goes to you. It is for both of you, but the first question you're going to answer. Now, we know there is a dramatic difference in political experience between you and the mayor. You are a first-time runner. Mm-hmm. He has more than 3 decades of experience in city government, the last 12 as mayor. So in lieu of any type of actual opening statement, we would like for each of you to tell us what you feel is most important on your career resume that qualifies you to lead the city of Fort Wayne in the next 4 years.
Sure. We are your local election headquarters. I'm Dirk Rowley.
I'm Tara Brantley. Nightcast starts now. That's the question Mayor Tom Henry posed tonight while giving his victory speech at the Grand Wayne Center. Mayor Henry's victory clinches a 4th term in office and helps solidify the Democrats' stronghold in city government. Despite this less than ideal weather, the Night of Lights is already underway, but there are a few changes. High winds have canceled the fireworks show at Parkview Field. Instead, holiday-themed entertainment will play on the ballpark's video board. A holiday light show is set for 8 p.m. We have also learned no tents have been set up tonight, and Aunt Millie's event, it is now inside, right across the street from its traditional location. The Night of Lights began at 5:45 in about 20 minutes or so. Santa and his reindeer will light up the side of the PNC Bank building. And right in the thick of it all is my partner, Dirk Rowley. He is downtown near the PNC building, pumping up the crowds. Dirk, how are the winds?
Dirk Rowley, Wayne 15 News.
Even your ears look cold. All right, Dirk, thank you. As he said, you can check out the complete Night of Lights schedule on our website, wayne.com. And later tonight, look for a full digital recap from Wayne 15's digital reporter, Taylor Williams. At the height of today's dangerously high winds, there were a number of problems. Everything from power outages to falling trees to blocked roads. Wayne 15's Angelica Robinson takes a look at the impact.
Angelica Robinson, Wayne 15 News.
So Northeast Indiana, not the only place dealing with these high winds. All across Indiana and the Midwest, residents cope with fierce windy conditions. We take you across the state for a look at what they've seen. Good afternoon. Right now, we're at the FDR Memorial, where veterans are getting ready to enjoy lunch. This is the 34th trip veterans have taken here to our nation's capital to see memorials that are built in their honor. I have the honor of serving as a guardian on this trip with my father, who served in the Cold War in the late 1950s and early 60s. He's back there talking right now with the other veterans. All told, there are 81 veterans on this trip. Most served in Korea and the Cold War, the others in World War II, Vietnam, and Grenada. We have a handful of other stops to make before we wrap up and head back into town. We are scheduled to arrive back in Fort Wayne at 8:15 tonight, so if you are able, please be at the Fort Wayne International Airport by 8 this evening so you can be there to give our heroes a big welcome home. You can get more information on Honor Flight by going to our website, wayne.com, and make sure you join us tonight at 5, 6, and 11. Reporting from Washington, D.C. with Honor Flight 34, I'm Tara Brantley. Back to you.
Exciting day for all. Tara, thanks for that.
Good evening. Honor Flight Northeast Indiana has been here in Washington, D.C. all day. Right now, we are at our final stop, the Air Force Memorial, and the sun has finally come out. This is the 34th trip to our nation's capital that veterans have made to see monuments set up in their honor. All told, on this flight, there are 81 veterans, most served in Korea and the Cold War, the others in World War II, Vietnam, and Grenada. I have the honor of serving as a guardian on this flight with my father, father, who served in the Cold War in the late 1950s. And just a short time ago, he took part in a huge ceremony. He joins me now to talk a little bit about that. Dad, you were one of 4 veterans who got to lay a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. What was it like to take part in that ceremony?
Well, it was deeply an honor to be one of the 4 to lay the tomb of the unknown soldiers. And it was a moving experience. All the time when we think about all that was gone and lost, and the ones that didn't come back. And all that was a blessing to me to be there.
When we first got here, people greeted us at the airport. They were shaking your hands. They were giving you high fives. How did that make you feel?
Well, I almost felt like I was someone special. and I guess I was of all the soldiers there, because it was unbelievable and wonderful.
Dad, thank you. And you are special, all right? Okay. Now, if you want to make our veterans, our heroes feel special, please head out to the Fort Wayne International Airport tonight. We are scheduled to arrive at 8:15, but we are getting updates now telling us that people should plan to arrive prior to 8 o'clock because we are expecting a lot of people to show up at the airport. So once again, please head out to the Fort Wayne International Airport tonight. Try to be there 7:30, 7:15 to get a good spot. It's going to be packed. And remember, for more information on Honor Flight, you can go to our website, wayne.com. Reporting from Washington, D.C. for Honor Flight 34, I'm Terra Brantley. Back to you. You lose your brother in an accidental shooting and you turn your pain into a state poetry championship. A year ago today, a Fort Wayne teenager unknowingly got on the path to that reality. She talks about poetry to soothe the pain in this morning's Positively Fort Wayne.
I started speech and debate when I was a freshman.
Wayne High School's Aaliyah Armstrong, a junior who writes and recites poetry. 1 year ago, a family tragedy turned her poetry into a life-changing moment.
On April 16, 2018, my little brother Darius Marcel Boone passed away 3 days before my birthday due to being shot in the head by his best friend. He was 14.
That shooting happened at this Fort Wayne home on Chestnut Street. The 14-year-old boy who accidentally shot Aaliyah's brother also accidentally shot a 9-year-old boy in the leg.
That night when we went to the hospital, he was in critical condition. He was basically brain dead. They had to have a tube to let him breathe. So during that night and Monday morning, they basically told us there was no chance of him living.
In the months that followed, Aaliyah's tears took the form of the written and spoken word, winning her first place in the Indiana High School Forensic Association's speech tournament in poetry held in March.
Take that boy to the hospital, because it's way too much blood to take him home.
Aaliyah's speech coach and teacher, Felisa Cockrell.
What she's done differently is taken the opportunity to make it more than just a poem. She's made it personal. She's given herself the permission to grow from it.
Poetry to soothe the pain. Through it, Aaliyah has found her voice. Her poem actually consists of 2 separate published poems with her story intertwined.
Dedicated to my brother and other young black boys, I'll be presenting 2 poems. I Know You Didn't Mean to Kill Him by Jasmine Mans, and How the Hood Loves You Back by Stephen Willis. Dear Little Brothers, a poetry program. Yes, it was very challenging, but I felt like it helped me a little bit more because, so I won't need therapy or so I won't need to go home and grieve and just sit there depressed. None of us remember to cry for him, to pray for him.
I can move beyond my circumstance and turn it into something positive.
Monkeys only servants. I want to inspire and influence other young kids that you don't have to use violence. I just used it to not only help myself, but actually help others.
I miss my brother so much. Aaliyah Armstrong, transforming pain into poetry, heartache into healing, with a statewide poetry championship that is positively Fort Wayne.
When someone tells you you can't do anything, if anything tragic happens to you, don't stop. There's always time for you to get better. There's always another chance. And what you go through can help somebody else if you just do it the positive way.
You can hear Aaliyah's entire poem right now. Just go to this story, Aaliyah's poem, on our website, wayne.com. The boy who accidentally pulled the trigger was initially arrested. He is now a high school freshman. The then 9-year-old boy who was shot in the leg has physically recovered. Coming up after the break, a recap of this morning's top stories. My life, in one word, has been incredible. When I was growing up in Cleveland, Ohio, I never thought that one day I would be reporting from outside the Coliseum in Rome and be nominated for an Emmy after covering a local choir's performance at, of all places, the Vatican. Nor did I ever think that I would actually visit a homeless camp and share the stories of people who literally live on the streets. Being able to come into people's homes and touch their lives with information to change their lives has been a gift. It is something I do not take for granted. It is something I do not take lightly. I did not get into journalism for personal gain, but to try and give people news they can use to make their lives better, to make their lives more informed. And you don't do that just by sitting behind an anchor desk. You do that by truly diving whole hog into your community, helping raise money for different causes like Riley Children's Hospital, by dancing in a benefit, Reason to Dance, Reason for Hope, or dancing and also judging Fort Wayne's Dancing with the Stars event to raise money for the Carriage House that helps adults with mental illness lead productive lives, or leading walks and rallies that help the homeless or victims and survivors of domestic violence, because I myself can relate to them having survived domestic violence, and as a survivor and a mom, helped my children secure full academic scholarships to Purdue University, all while working as a team to revamp our lives with my second husband, my children's stepfather, who has helped in our growth and has been a phenomenal addition to our team, our family. Life has had its struggles, but in the middle of the struggles, in the middle of the challenges, there lies a tremendous opportunity. The opportunity to help people get free smoke detectors after my house caught fire and was destroyed. The opportunity to create a PSA about the importance of wearing your seatbelt after I was in a car crash with a distracted driver and my car was totaled, but I came out without a scratch. The opportunity to help a local organization revamp its leadership and remain viable so it can continue to serve our community. I thank our community for embracing me all these years and allowing me to help out in any way I can, big way, small way, any way. My job, my career extends far beyond the news desk. I truly hope that I have been and can continue to be a servant leader who is all about giving back to my community without fanfare. I don't have to have a camera rolling for me to volunteer or participate in an activity or event. I do it because I like to. I do it because I care. I do it because it makes me feel good, and it's all about giving back. Being inducted into the Indiana Associated Press Hall of Fame, I was like, wow! Wow! I actually shed tears. I'm like, oh my gosh. It was like God saying, job well done, good and faithful servant. I am truly, truly honored. Thank you.